Hey, what's going on, Savages? Welcome to another episode of the Savage Snowflake podcast with me, Jeff Leach. I'm going to introduce my guest in just a second. We're going to do this awkward thing where I have to do a readout for the advertiser directly before I actually announce that you're here. See, he's not even here really right now.
I love that.
Thank you very much, first of all, for all the love you guys have been giving on YouTube as well. You're obviously enjoying the video element, I guess, of the podcast, which we're going to be doing now. And I'm giving you a chance to look at the beautiful faces that I'm interviewing. Big shout out as well to our new patron, William Zobak. You're a legend. I love you. I'm going to come to your house. I'm going to watch you sleep. I'm going to stroke your hair like the baby that you are. Patreon.com/Savage Snowflake. If you want to support this podcast, you can do as little as $1 a month. That's nothing. You can literally shit $1 a month, I imagine. Or maybe $5 a month, which is what? A beer, I guess? That's a beer?
That's a beer.
Or a six-pack in like, middle of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. You could probably get some, like, Natty's Ice.
There you go.
That.
It's a Natty's Ice six-pack.
Yeah.
Or supporting this podcast and enjoying 2 episodes every single week, every single month. That's 8 a month for $5. That'd be great. Also, this episode is brought to you by our wonderful sponsors, Boundless Technology. They strive to advance in the cannabis industry by creating innovative products with portability and stealth in mind, aiming to deliver an affordable, efficient, and straightforward experience for the consumer. Boundless offers an alternative to the traditional joint or water pipe. Enjoy the taste, smells, and effects of cannabis at lower vaporization temperatures with Boundless Technology products. Use the coupon code. Guess what it is, Pete? It's SAVAGE.
Savage, yeah.
Savage. For 10% off all Boundless Technology products at bndlstech.com. Follow Boundless on all social media at bndlstech. All right, that's it. That's the fucking admin out of the way, which means I can now introduce our wonderful guest on today's podcast. This gentleman is a comedian that I perform with. I shouldn't be on the same lineups as him, but
no,
because
you're amazing.
That's very sweet.
You're the best.
I was fishing for the compliment, to be honest. But he's a comedian who I know through performing together at the Comedy Cellar, which is I would say, if not one of the best comedy clubs in the country.
Yeah.
It's the Studio 54 of comedy now.
I mean, it is the best. It's the cream of the crop.
There we go.
Yeah.
His name is Pete Lee. You can catch him on numerous sets on Jimmy Kimmel. If you go online and just Google or go to YouTube and put in Pete Lee comedian, you'll find you've done like 3 over the last year already, and you've got a 4th coming up as well.
I got a 4th. I'm doing a 4th. It's funny that you said Jimmy Kimmel because it's
Jimmy Fallon. I'm so sorry.
No, but everybody does that. Like my dad will call and be like, "I saw you on Kimmel," and I'm like, "It's Fallon."
It was Fallon.
It's Fallon.
I'm so sorry. It's because we just smoked some weed right before.
Yeah, we did. So we'll see. This whole thing is an experiment to see how I can talk on weed.
Well, it's also to see how comfortable can 2 men talk in a podcast while sitting with their knees
leg
almost
to leg.
touching.
Yeah. Isn't that funny that like whenever you watch an interview, like a 60 Minutes interview, and the person's kind of sweating and whatever, I wonder if that's because of the subject matter, or if because like on TV for it to work, their knees are touching.
They're literally just together.
Yeah,
right?
They're just this close to each other.
Normally there's a table, there's some kind of partition to say, well, that's your side.
Yeah.
This is my side. We're both safe in our little areas.
Yeah. But I feel like I know.
Whereas this one, at any moment, hands could cross.
I would love it if I find out that this podcast is just like you molest people on camera and see if that's what happens.
You would love it if that's what you found out?
No, it'd be hilarious if that was the thing. Like you're like, how far can you go with a camera?
This is the Kavanaugh College dorm room drinking session of podcasts.
Yeah. That's oh god, that whole subject matter is so funny. I made a post where I just said, "Hey, I believe her." Like, hey, I looked at it.
I saw that. Yeah. I saw your tweet. Yeah.
I look at all of it and like I believe her. Like, and like that's not a crazy thing to say. Just like I believe somebody.
Yeah.
And
how much hate should you get?
Oh, the hate was crazy. Like this guy the other day, he like pretty late. He sent me a thing that said, "She's a dumb lying bitch," and then all of his like pictures were just like the most angry guy. And
what in terms of his media? If you click on his Twitter profile and look at the media,
yeah,
it's just all
everything was so angry, every tweet. And so I don't know.
That's the way. Like you normally click on those people, and it's normally a flag of America, and then it will go like MAGA, hashtag SJWs can suck my dick.
Yeah,
and it's like and then all their posts a hateful post towards anyone who doesn't agree with their political outlet. So I'm just playing around with a microphone. It's a terrible idea live. Still recording. We're okay.
I have a thing about so I just recently went down a rabbit hole where because I'm definitely liberal, but like I'm like kind of like an old school liberal guy where like I have friends that are really conservative and like I listen to them and like everything's fine. but like I think that
Are
there's
you silently judging them when you're listening to them, or are you listening, going, "All right, I can see your points."
I want to hear what they have to say. Like,
Yeah.
like I want to hear. I just want to hear what they're saying, and I want them to be as comfortable as they can to
You know
like
what
really.
podcast would be perfect for you?
What?
The Savage Snowflake podcast.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
Really?
Yeah, well, I'm a snowflake. I'm
Yeah.
considered a snowflake because I'm liberal and democratic in my political outlook.
Yeah.
But I'm also savage enough to go, I fucking hate overt PC culture. I can't stand SJWs, writing angry blogs about if you have an opinion that barely differs, in any shape or form to theirs, then you're clearly a misogynist, right-wing, conservative, neo-Nazi cunt.
Yeah.
And I also do have friends who are conservative, and I some a smaller amount, but some of their conservative values or outlooks or ideologies I agree with.
You go, okay, I can,
Yeah,
I can get on board with that one,
Yeah.
but maybe not that one.
Yeah, tighten up immigration a little bit. Sure, deport people who've been living here, who are
Safely.
DACA. No, like don't deport those people. But yeah, tighten up immigration. Sure, that's a great idea. That balance.
I totally agree with that, and like. But I just like I went down a rabbit hole recently where I think there's a huge difference between conservative people and by the way, us liberals, we started this narrative that like if you voted for Trump, then you're just as racist as as X, Y, and Z. But I really am starting to think that that's not the case, and like I think that there's kind of like middle of the road regular conservative people,
Sure,
and then there's like the Fox News Trumpers, because like. I started,
but like those polarized two camps.
They're
mental, but then there are people like me, and sounds like you, who are just either to the left or just to the right, going,
hey,
what?
wait,
where did these fucking lunatics come from? They're not us.
Yeah, and like I mean, on our side, like we have the people that like they don't believe in gender pronouns, like all this kind of stuff.
Sure.
And like I'm also somebody.
I should have actually asked before I introduced you. What do you prefer to go by?
I want to be a they. No,
You're a they.
But it's funny because like I have people in my family that they prefer to be called theys, and I'm like, cool.
In your family?
Yeah, and I'm like
that then?
Well, it's like my niece and her friends and like that. So she's she's in that community, and I'm like,
how old is she?
She's like 25.
Oh, okay. So she's a grown woman, yeah.
She's a grown woman, but like she's in that arm of it, and I'm like, I'm one of those people that I'm like, I will call you they all day long. Sure. I totally respect that. But the thing that
you just don't secretly really acknowledge what's happening inside, because you're like, I mean, you're definitely a she.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely a she. I'm
held
100% she.
When you were born, I held you in my arms, and you've got a vagina.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw a baby vagina.
This inseam on my pants is actually a zipper, and then it goes to a dress. But it doesn't need to, because I don't acknowledge the feminine. But the thing that I don't like is when you use because I definitely I identify as a gender.
Yeah.
And I use gender pronouns and whatever in my I studied biology. I definitely think that there's a male and a female.
You have a scientific outlook on it.
Yeah. But if somebody else prefers that, I'll call that to you. But the thing that I don't like is that if I use a gender pronoun and then you get really mad at me, you got to tell me first. You got to tell me hey, I need you to do this, or hey, this is who I am.
How do you feel about someone like Jordan Peterson? Because his whole shtick is going, I will fine if someone says to me, please refer to me by they or them, or a lady says refer to me by him or his because I'm transitioning or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson, like myself, would go, yeah, sure. If you ask me to do it, I don't mind doing it. If that's what makes you happy, sure. It's not hurting anyone. But do I have to? But his whole shtick is, I don't have to acknowledge that your decision to say that you're a completely different gender than the one you were born as, or you currently still are. I don't have to acknowledge that as a real thing. I don't have to be in agreement with you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess that in my opinion, that's that's assumed, in your own mind, you can think of whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
But, I would never be outspoken.
Yeah.
If somebody...
You're not going to turn up to your niece's 26th birthday
and
be like, bitch!
Yeah.
I got you some pink dresses because you're a girl, and that's the way it's going to be from now on.
Yeah, and she's also...
I assume she's a vegan as well, right?
She has been in and out of veganism.
Yeah, there you go. Slap a big fucking slab of ribs on the table. Brought something to barbecue. Now get back in the kitchen. Cook it up for Uncle Petey.
But like, I will say this, like, my niece is really cool. Like, I think that like in that community, she's like really cool and like understanding.
I mean, you have to say that she's related to your sister or brother, right?
Yeah, she's my brother's daughter, but like, she's also like legit cool. She's like,
I'm
like,
fucking with you. Of
no,
course
I know.
you love her. You love her, and you love her, and you think she's genuinely a decent person as well.
But we've also like we've all run into like the intolerant on that side.
Have you ever had a battle? Have you two ever had a debate where you're trying to be reasonable and say, yeah, I respect what you're doing, but then you've said something that wasn't politicized enough for her, and she's gone, well, Uncle Pete, I think you're...
I mean, I think that my general views are decently in line with hers, you know,
Okay.
like I think that she's just like she's in like a whole nother sector, like with like
She's Coke,
she's
your Diet
probably,
Coke.
Yeah, she's probably like the moderate of her sector.
Oh, wow, okay.
That she hangs out with, and then like I'm probably moderate of the other.
Sure,
And
yeah.
But like, I don't know, but I my whole thing is like, I just like to hear all of it, but I just recently went down a rabbit hole, realizing that like we're basically saying like we're a country divided, we're a nation divided.
Yeah.
I don't think we are. Like, I really don't think that we are, especially in terms of like hardcore like Trumper type people.
Sure.
Do you remember when we would acknowledge them as like the Tea Party? You know, and it was like, this is a
Sure.
small sect
Yeah.
of people. And then Fox News kind of got on board with that sort of thinking, just in general. And then, but recently I just went to Fox News's Twitter and I was like, oh, they have 18 million people, which is a lot. Like, that's way more than me. But like 18 million people is not a lot in general.
In terms of an audience...
Yeah,
online at least.
It's pretty small. So then I looked at their ratings each day, and they get 2 million people to watch it a day. Like, that's not a lot. There's 325 million Americans.
Yeah.
And not like only a third of them vote. But I was just like,
I wonder how many people are reached by the memes every day. I feel like memes probably have a bigger reach now.
I
like
think
a picture of a girl with thick glasses and a fringe, and
Yeah.
you know, just triggered fucking Snowflake. I guarantee that gets more than 2 million views
that's true.
and 2 million shares.
That's true. That reach is way crazier. And like, I mean, I think that in the far right conservative, like, there's a lot of different ways to get your news. There's like Fox News, there's Breitbart, there's talk radio.
Just go down to the local Nazi club, hang out down there.
Yeah, down there.
What's scrawled on the walls of the toilets.
Yeah, but all together, like, if you look at like Rush Limbaugh's numbers, you look at Breitbart numbers, like, I think that all together there's probably 15 to 30 million.
I love that you've like done statistical analysis.
I really have. Like, I've been
the reaches of the far right or the alt right, you know.
I know, and the funny part about it is that's marijuana. Like, I'll smoke weed at night. I'm like, I'm going to bed, and then I'll see one number, and I'm like, rabbit hole, 3 a.m. And
you're sitting there with a fucking Excel spreadsheet open.
Yeah, going
just to tally. How do I do it? Is it sum equals bracket? There we go. Let's add
the
that
numbers
shit.
just don't add up.
They don't add up, man. And the next
Yeah.
time I see you, you're wearing a tinfoil hat.
Yeah. I'm just, but like this
They're
morning.
listening to my thoughts.
Yeah, they're yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, they know, they're listening through my phone.
If someone was listening to your thoughts, do you think would they, and be honest, would they be, and I'm talking over, let's say a normal week of life of Pete Lee, someone listens to your thoughts, would they leave that week going, oh yeah, he really is the bubbly, upbeat, nice, liberal, just, hey man, I love everyone, let's all just get together kind of guy.
Yeah.
That you certainly are in your day-to-day life externally and on social media. That's part of your brand. You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
Right? Nice guy is your shtick.
Yeah.
And then, or would they leave that week going, oh, Pete Lee's a dark motherfucker. He's got some shit going on inside there.
Oh God, I think they would be surprised at, because I have a lot of friends in comedy that go like, you're not really that guy that's the character on stage. But the problem is that like that guy on stage, the like oh, I hate conflict and and blah,
you
blah,
play
blah.
you play yourself down as well a little bit, like, oh, I'm just a bit of a dumb country boy.
Yeah,
and
I'm just
well, gee whiz,
I'm a Midwestern guy, and
not
like,
quite Joe Mackey level of.
Yeah, not. I was trying to cross the street and it took me 4 hours to get out there. That's one of the only impressions I can do is I can do Joe Mackey.
Good.
I'm Joe Mackey.
Oh, jeepers creepers!
Yeah.
I don't really know what happened. Gosh, golly darn it! I think I might have torn a ligament. It's like fucking.
And I mean, but the thing that would surprise
But you
people,
sometimes look at like a hot chick walking down the street and you see her from behind, you think, yeah, look at that fucking sweet ass. And then the car gets in front of her and you go, oh my God, she's fucking 17 or something, and feel bad.
Yeah, we've all had that thought.
And if people could hear that thought,
yeah, well, I mean,
that would be your hashtag time's up. That'd be your moment.
Oh yeah, I'd be me too'd from my thoughts of, I mean,
you'd be a bigger target as well.
Because I presented myself as such a
That's
nice
why
guy.
Aziz Ansari. That's why, he was gone after, because every single interview it seemed like the man ever gave, he was just like, as a feminist and as a big supporter of women and blah, 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 blah. And then they were like, all right, well, we'll...
Oh, so you stick fingers in girls' mouths? Okay, you're terrible. Yeah, I mean, I would say that, I definitely have, I definitely have, real thoughts all day. But, the guy that you see on stage is actually the voice in my head that I'm fighting against all day. And especially having lived in New York, I had all these people be like, this is how you need to be more real. You need to be more this. You need, negativity is the truth. All that kind of stuff. And
I don't think negativity is a sellable commodity for comedy at the moment.
I also agree, yeah.
And I'm struggling with that, and I'm trying to work out how I... Got to make sure when I'm even when you're shitting on something, making an observation that is obviously mocking or making something, whether it's political, social, climate based or lighthearted, just an observation about you have to make it upbeat and positive, even if it's angry and negative.
Yeah, you have to sing a sad song happy. Yeah,
Bill
that
Burr does that a lot.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, these fucking things! You see these guys? You see? So he's still like, I'm animated and I'm happy and I'm whoa, but I'm clearly just whinging for an hour.
Yeah, I agree. Have you seen Joe Rogan's recent special?
I've only seen podcasts of you. I haven't seen the special. Is it good?
He does. Yeah, he does a really good job because he says some like real harsh shit.
Right.
And then he does the thing that Chappelle does where he goes, all right, I'm going to tell you the other side of this.
Right.
Like here's what you're thinking and here's what the critics are going to say to this. But I'm a comedian, and this point of view is more fun.
Sure.
And
does he almost break that fourth wall and point that out?
He does. He does several times during the special. So, and he's like, "Look, I know
I have to do that on stage. Sometimes I want to make a joke about something, and because I'm a big, clearly straight, white, cisgendered male, British accent, so that sounds a bit patronizing already.
Yeah.
And then big jewelry, looking like a fucking douchebag or a street magician. Like people wanna go, if I make any joke that seems to be mocking liberal values, they immediately don't think I'm liberal, and they think, this is clearly he's a right-wing, old school, racist, homophobic, sexist piece of shit. But I have to preface it or end it with, just hear me out, and I'm just playing devil's advocate and just saying we got to see it from the other side. It's hard.
Isn't that funny in terms of the way that people look? Like they could go one way or the other. Like you see a bearded guy, like a bearded hipster, and you don't know if he's like one of those guys that's like, I love Obama and books and whatever, or if he's like, God damn it, Obama! Like I just came from the hills and
I love Obama and books.
You don't know where that where the same look can have. Can be on the right or the left.
Yes. Well, you can make different jokes as a black comic than you can as a white comic.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Or as a woman than as a man. And right now, being white, male, straight, those three things, you really have to go, hey, it's almost like that. I don't want to say it this way because, when someone says to you, tells a story and go, hey, I'm not a racist, but... And then Greg Giraldo says it in Midlife Vices, he goes, when someone says that phrase, what's coming up next is the most racist shit. I'm not a racist, but, these fucking Mexicans. I think that's Greg Giraldo's, that's exactly word for word his bit. I fucking love that. It's special. But but that's it. It's almost like you go, hey, I want to tell you a joke about a thing, and they go, you're not allowed.
Yeah.
You're not allowed.
Well, I think that there's a sense of, if you tell a joke where people afterwards are going, yeah, but this, I think that inverting that and saying the yeah, but this right away lets them just laugh at the joke.
Exactly. Present both sides of it.
In terms of technique, but I don't know. I've definitely found that just based upon my rabbit hole numbers, because I'll perform for crowds and I don't do a whole lot of political humor, but every once in a while, if I do drop a Trump joke in there, and by the way, not a hateful one. Just like he does a lot of buffoonish crap.
Oh, he's a silly man.
Yeah, he's a silly man, and so you're acknowledging a silly thing about what a silly man did.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like
the same thing he would have done when he's on The Apprentice.
Yeah.
You know, you're mocking a reality celebrity star.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not
says
even
weird shit.
Yeah, I'm not even necessarily mocking the person. I'm mocking the behavior of this man person. And but like there'll be
that's correct pronoun for him as well.
A man person. A man
that's
person.
What he wants to refer to as,
but like
not a dog person.
But like in a crowd full of like 300 people, there'll be like maybe 5 loud people that will go ooh, ooh. And I think those numbers are actually representative of our country. Like we
95% of people are just like, fair, this is fair to point this out. And 5% are like, no, my values.
Yeah, exactly. It's like like I equate it to like we all know someone that's in the LGBTQ community, right?
Well,
like,
we do.
Yeah.
But actually, the more and more that I meet people from all over the world and different parts of countries,
yeah,
I find out there's a huge amount of people. I've lived in London, New York, Auckland, and Los Angeles.
Yeah.
4 incredibly cosmopolitan cities, very liberal, very progressive. But I know people who've never lived in a major city like that. They've lived in, this town where there's no fucking black people, there's no gay people, or if they are, they're definitely deep in a closet.
They're so muted.
Oh, because they get, beating the shit out of them every single day or strung up outside a church. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
We've got to forget. Liberals forget. I like your numbers. I like the idea that there's only 5%, or let's say 10%, I think is more fair, of nut jobs, political nut jobs, over-politicized. And probably 90% of reasonable, but, within that spectrum.
In the cap of the middle on both sides, yeah.
But then when it comes to people who actually have experienced other races, other cultures, other sexualities, I think it's still pretty, almost 50-50. I think it's
a narrower, you're
look
right.
Look at Middle America, look at Middle England.
I remember when I went to college, I went to the University of Minnesota, and I got a job as a parking attendant. And first of all, like in my town, now it's come out that like several of my classmates were gay, but they weren't there.
Yeah.
They weren't in my town in Wisconsin.
Did you know though? You knew.
I felt like I knew, yeah. Like I felt like
every guy who came out from my school, I was like, we knew you were sucking it.
We knew it. Yeah, we knew.
Yeah.
Like, and but like I remember I got to my dorm and my RA was a gay.
What's an RA?
I'm trying to think of how to describe it.
Frat house bro.
No, it's like on a dorm on your floor. There's like an adult that lives there that like you can go to about your problems.
Not like a counselor, but like the your representative.
Like a chaperone. He's almost like a chaperone.
To make sure you're not shooting up fucking crack in your room or people having a party at 3 a.m, keeping everyone awake when they got study.
Exactly. Yeah. So my RA was
the person who ruins the fun.
He was he's definitely the one that goes like, you can't have that beer in the room, and then he takes it and he drinks it with his friends, kind of a guy,
a douchebag. That's the official title.
Boring,
miserable fucking douchebag.
An RA, yeah. Usually they were a master's student that was like they were getting free room and board
if they were the RA.
Because if you're an RA, then you get to eat for free in the cafeteria, then you get free room.
Yeah.
But this guy was so I come from this hometown where like no gay people, and this was a gay deaf man, and like I would say hearing impaired, but I recently heard that if you say that, that's an insult. So it's deaf now. It's deaf again. Back to deaf. And then he also had HIV, and so
wow, that's a lot.
And then he also had a lot of friends, and so like I met them throughout the year and stuff.
That can be frustrating though. Sometimes maybe if he's sharing a drink with you and you're like, can I catch anything from this? He's like, what? Can I catch it? What?
you're just, I'm trying to look not even in a phone in that year. I'd have to go get a sign language book and then ask those questions to him as a confused Midwestern kid that had never met any of that.
Could he, because some deaf people will sign, they can lip read, but when they speak, they speak, but in that kind of deaf, I guess deaf affectation.
Affectation, we could call it.
I really like the way you talk.
Yeah, he did that, and he could read lips. And
did he have a gay lilt to his deaf affectation?
No, that's the funny. That's funny. I wish that he did. Like even
That's really sweet of you.
Yeah.
I like the way you sign your name.
Like you could say that like if he had like a feminine affect to the way he signed,
Yeah.
like that would be funny. But he was
What's signing in a very flamboyant?
like an exclamatory signing.
He starts off every sentence with a fucking jazz hands.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna speak now.
That means listen. That means listen.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any of that. He actually like was. I remember watching him sign, and he was like a very junty, like
Okay, yeah.
jolty.
You know what that's from? Fisting. Just when you get that fucking finger in buttholes and throwing fists in there, you get quite. You gotta be precise. You gotta fucking hit the mark, right?
It's rhythm. It's force.
Rhythm, yeah.
It's blunt force. Yeah. But I forget where I was going with that because of the weed. But but then I got a job as a parking attendant.
You were saying that you were in your hometown. There was no game when you went from that to this guy, this RA looking after
this
you.
RA, and
being
then
gay, HIV positive, and deaf.
Yeah, and I definitely was like oh, that's like, and I'm a little bit of a different guy in that like all his friends I wanted to talk to them, and I think that
but you couldn't because they were all deaf.
Well, he had hearing.
Hearing aids.
Yeah,
or hearing friends.
He had hearing friends that were in the community, but like,
see, that disgusts me. Intermingling of the species like that with the awful
of the hearing and
awful.
But anyway, but then I got a job as a parking attendant, and then I worked outside of this facility. So there was this one lot that, like, when you looked at the numbers of it, like nobody went there. Nobody, like barely anybody came in and out. And you could see that when you signed up for these shifts. And so I was like, well, I want to go there. Why is nobody going there? Yeah. So I go there, and my shift was from 7 in the morning until like 1 p.m. And what
were you doing? You were just like ticketing people when they come in and out.
When they come in and out, doing the cashier kind of thing. And so I was like, there's maybe going to be like 50 cars all day.
Yeah.
And so I got there, I would pull out the drawer, I'd sleep on the register. And then the first morning, it was like 10 a.m. I woke up to this guy, and he's in...
This is your RA?
No. This is so...
No, I genuinely...
Yeah,
I said you
so it's
funny.
well, first of all...
I thought this was the first time you met him, was at this parking
lot. Oh, no. This was... So this is just like the first customer out of this... and this was called the West Bank office building.
Right.
On the U of M campus.
So it's the first time you're engaging a customer leaving the parking structure.
Leaving the parking structure.
Right.
And it's someone who I now know is someone who is transitioning from a man to a woman.
Right.
He was dressed as a man, but he still had stubble on his face and stuff.
Dressed as a woman, but still had stubble.
Still had stubble, but it wasn't like when my friends in high school had dressed up like we had like dress up like a girl day you know. It wasn't
what? You had dressed up like a girl day?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, like anytime, like for some reason, all the cool kids in my high school, like whenever you had to dress up like in a Halloween costume, they'd always dress up like cheerleaders or whatever. They got such a kick out of it. Dude, you said you
didn't meet any gay people in your hometown. These were the guys.
They were
These
totally
were the guys that were desperately just like, come on, see how pretty I am. Come on.
They're still fighting it, and like
trick or treat my balls to your mouth.
And they loved it. They loved like acting feminine like all day long, and like. But anyway,
actually, maybe they were the straight ones. Because the ones who were super comfortable, I definitely dressed up in a dress a few times, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels pretty good, right?
Yeah, it does. But it also just feels good to be feminine, you know, like it feels good to let that out, like. And
to look, the women can do shit that we can't do. Mm-hmm. They have such a range of outfits. They get to dress in different ways and look. I can look sexy, or I can look powerful, or I can look intimidating, or I can look very homely, and they can change it up so easily. Whereas men kind of have normal outfit, suit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Or like shorts or pants or,
See, lingerie. That's when it gets even better. It's not even the outside outfits that women get to enjoy. It's also, I can wear a pair of sexy knickers today, or I can have some homely white, cotton pants that just make me feel safe because it's that time of the month, whatever it is. They get the different options.
All that. Yeah, what was that, like Lady in the Streets but a Freak in the Bed? That ludicrous...
Lady in the Streets, Freak in the Sheets.
Yeah. That's what I am. I'm just a gentleman in the streets, and then
I like
I'm a
how
freak in the sheets.
un-rap and hip-hop you are.
Yeah.
You couldn't rhyme just one You're a fucking comic. You're a wordsmith. And you were
I know.
like, what is it? Lady in the streets and freak in the bedroom.
What is that one?
What's that one?
Yeah, what is that?
Mo money, mo difficulties in my personal life. Is that how it goes?
And see, that goes back to your thing about if somebody could get in my brain, they would see that I really am that buffoon from my act.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But anyway, so back to this car that pulls up to me.
He comes out. He's got a lovely dress, long hair, stubble.
And this is the first time from my hometown that I've seen this.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, like it's the most stereotypical
you
thing.
your dick out below that.
Oh
desk
yeah, and I
furiously.
was like, let's get into this. No. But what happened was like I opened up my little window and he goes, "Hey, Daddy." That was like the first thing that he said. So like the most stereotypical thing that you could say of that, like he said that, and it made me laugh. And then he goes, "Listen." He goes, "I'm gonna level with you." He goes, "I've been the first person out." He goes, "I'm always the first person out in this lot every single day."
Yeah.
And so he goes, "I made a deal with every parking attendant ever." He goes, "If you let me out for free, I'll wake you up in the morning, and then you won't get in trouble for sleeping." Because back even in those days, like there weren't like tons of cameras and stuff like that. He's like, "So you'll get to wake up. You can sleep for the first part of your shift. Just like let me out for free, like I know you can, with that toggle switch." And I was like, "Yeah, that toggle switch does do that." And so every morning, like I became friends with this guy. This was the first transsexual.
With this lady.
Yeah, with this lady. Yeah,
this lady guy.
And so I had a lot of conversations. And it turned out that like it was some crazy percentage, like the majority of the percentage of sex changes in the world were happening on the U of M campus because they were one of the first places that was like cool with that.
Yeah.
But before you got to do that fully. The surgery, you had to go to like a crazy amount of counseling in this building,
which I think is great.
Yeah, so
I think there's quite a number in terms of the numbers that I have looked at once upon a time.
Yeah,
quite a huge amount of people that regret the change after the fact, or decide to transition back, or who hurt themselves or kill themselves because they still weren't comfortable.
The suicide numbers in that group, like pre and post, are insane. So I mean, we all use counseling. So in that group, they really need counseling because just statistically, the
just
numbers
to make sure
are,
you 100% you're feeling good about this.
Yeah, so they had to go there for like a crazy amount of hours, and that's why this guy was there every morning.
He was doing the counseling.
He was doing the counseling.
Wow, okay.
And so like I talked to him and he ended up getting the surgery. I talked to him after.
How did he look afterwards?
I mean, it was interesting because like he had the
feminine facial reconstructive surgery.
He didn't have that, but like the hormones changed his face because like throughout the year that I knew him, like, and when I say like him, like I feel like I met him as a him, and then like it transitioned into a her.
See, but this is the thing. In 2018, you get in major trouble for that.
Yeah.
No, he already identifies as a woman.
Yeah, like I mean, I would say that when he identified, and I guess back in those days the rules aren't as strict, so I'm speaking almost I'm speaking in hindsight.
Yeah,
like
how I viewed it as 1990 something, 1999 or whatever.
Yeah, I'm speaking how I viewed it then, but how I view it now is from the beginning he was a lady, but like even he didn't talk the way that we do. Like he'd be like he talked about himself as a dude, and then like throughout the process he started talking about himself as a woman. I started referring to him as a woman. Kind of like I took his lead.
What was his lady name? Do you remember his first lady name?
I honestly don't. I don't remember the name. But the funniest part about it was like we all talk about like the windowless pedophile van, kind of a thing. This individual had a white van with a like airbrushed tiger on the side of it.
Nice.
And it was the funniest thing that I've ever seen. Like
it was probably in a fucking a glam rock band.
Yeah, I hope it was the band's thing, but I don't know. Like I would say that in general, anyone that I've ever met in that community, and like everybody that came out of that lot was that. So like that was my first impression. So I guess what I'm relating that to is that I was one of those people that you were talking about that had never met anyone, and then all of a sudden I have this RA, and like I'm meeting all these guys, and then I'm meeting the whole transsexual community.
Look, you moved. You started going to a university. You went to a metropolitan place where you're going to meet people like that more likely. A college campus. You left college, and I'm assuming went to cities after that to try and start working and doing comedy and stuff like that. Whereas there's people right now, 50, 60, who've never left their state.
Yeah.
let alone go to a big city and meet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I had a bit about that because.
So once you started out as that kind of a person, you're not that kind of a person because something in your brain was telling you, I want to go out and see the world. I want to go to cities. I want to meet different people. I want to connect with people.
Yeah, I've experienced the world, and like as soon as I met people in those communities, I was like, oh, they're cool people.
Yeah,
they're fucking on. Like
we are under a fucking flight path.
Oh yeah,
apparently.
Yeah,
there's a second plane in about a minute.
Yeah, oh god, that sucks for podcasting.
It really does,
especially with a mic that's this high def.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I'll take out the background noise. The only thing is that it's like I'm pretty certain they're all these little biplanes. So it's just rich people going. Oh, it's John Travolta up there, just furiously, just fucking flinging cum on Los Angeles as he flies around. Him and Tom Cruise waving at each other. Do you know what I mean? Cooey. Yeah, they fly off to some island just off the mainland. Get together, get a few hot young boys there, have some crazy... Because they're both apparently closet homosexuals, aren't they?
That's what I've heard. I've heard that they... Which I've never understood that is like in this day and age. I guess if you've played that mistruth in your life...
Sure.
For long enough, you'd want to keep it up. But like in 2018, like if Tom Cruise came out and he was like, "Yo, dude, I'm gay,"
then he would lose. Man. No. See, again, I this is what I think.
Oh, he would lose that whole conservative Mission Impossible.
This is it. Like his huge amount of audience.
Yeah.
This is like okay. So One Direction. I'll give you an example. One Direction, the boy band that they broke up a year or two ago, but they were the biggest touring band in the world, making insane amounts of money every year. And, these are four lads. Harry Styles he's definitely bisexual. There was a period where he was predominantly into men.
Yeah.
And I know a guy who's a presenter who's out, a gay radio presenter back in the UK and TV presenter, and they were fucking each other for months. But it was always these set up relationships, him and Taylor Swift, dating, blah, blah. That was all PR. And it was, they take some photos together, blah, 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 blah. It boosts both their careers. Rappers do it by having beef with each other.
Yeah.
These guys do it by pretending like they're fucking each other for a week or whatever. And then, he was sucking a mean dick every night. But if he'd come out at any way, shape, or form, even as bisexual, what would happen is this audience, this army of female fans, young girls, a lot of them in, rural, middle America and in middle England and all these different countries, would go, no, he's never going to be with me because he loves men, oh no. And that would really damage the band. And it's the same with film. There's a lot of, people say Simon Cowell is homosexual, but he won't come out until his mother passes away because she's a very devout Jewish lady and she'd be heartbroken if she found out. But, they've all got wives, they've all got kids, they're all just, I don't know if it was a little turkey-based business.
Wow. It seems insane to me that people wouldn't just go, I'm going to take the risk that it's going to be fine.
And give up their,
all of that,
everything they built for, Tom Cruise, how long's he been in the business? Fucking 30 years?
Yeah. But I also feel like it wouldn't, like, in this day and age, you would take a hit. Like, you'd take a hit and there'd be a dent to that fan base. But I don't think it'd be as big as you think it is. Like,
you need to get high and do the numbers on this. Because I think it would be. I think it would be a catastrophic blow.
It'd be interesting to see because, I mean, like Taylor Swift, so she came out and said, like, I'm a Democrat, which she never had. And so, like people that were conservative kind of idealized her as that. And,
sure,
and
especially her country origins and country music origins and stuff.
Living in Nashville, in a red state. But she came out and said, look, I'm a Democrat, and there's a lady that's running here that has voted against women. Here's her track record. This is why I can't vote for her, and this is why I'm voting for this person in the primaries. And the media was like, oh, she's losing fans left and right, blah, 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 blah. But I looked at her social media numbers, and they were 12 million to start the day, or 112 million, and then she's still at 112 million. Like, she's just, like...
But what will her record sales be when the next record comes out?
That's the
How
key.
many tickets will sell on the tour? Like, people are not going to stop following you on a social media site, and actually, people who don't like you are even more likely to follow you. You know, you see how much you said.
That's true.
You were talking
Haters.
about that tweet you posted.
Yeah, like I follow Trump. Trump has 62 million followers, but like I follow him to see what he's saying because I find it to be hilarious.
Also, it's your job as a comedian to go, all right, he's just posted this. Let me riff on this. Let me write a gag or a little.
Yeah,
comment.
that's true. So maybe haters do follow her to troll her, but like I don't think. Like, I think that there's a reason why Nike endorsed Kaepernick. Like, they've run the numbers way better than I have.
They knew their demographic, though.
Yeah, they really knew their demographic. But, like I also think that they ran the numbers and went, there's a loud minority here, and we can't be afraid of them.
Yeah.
And we are. Like everybody panders to it. They cater to it.
You know what cracked me up, though, about the whole Nike thing and that whole, what would it be called? Their campaign is all the people that reacted, all the angry, right-wing or very conservative people that reacted and posted videos of them burning their Nike clothes.
Shoes.
All of them, though, this is how Nike definitely did the numbers. They went, well, hang on a sec, who normally buys our shit, right? It's going to be like young people, athletes, cool, sexy, people of color, a lot of people of color, within that world. Fashionable, on the money, young, athletic folks, right?
Yeah.
Which are mostly going to be this side of the camp, so they're going to love our stance on this, and it's going to boost our sales. All the people that were burning shit on Twitter and posting videos or on Instagram, they were burning trainers that clearly looked like they were about 30 years old,
Yeah, like they had to go deep inside of that bin in their garage to get those shoes.
They dusted it off, got the cobwebs off it. It's been in the garage for about fucking 6 months, just gathering dust.
Yeah.
They're like, fucking, I'm gonna burn this, man. It's like, dude, that came out so long ago.
Yeah, those were like, those shoes came from that month that they walked.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they decided to mall walk for like that month, and then I had a bit about that as a part of the Cellar's new show this week at the Cellar.
Yes, you're going to be doing this, right?
I'm going to be doing this. So
what's the date that you're going to be on the show live, and then do you know when it airs? Or?
October 26th is when we premiere. So like we haven't shot the first episode yet because it's a weekly show. So I fly there on Tuesday the 23rd, and then start filming. But we did a test episode recently just to like get all so the cameras and the editors could know what to do in that condensed time frame. But one of the things that we had to write jokes on was the people burning their Nikes. So I had a bit about like I was like, yeah, there are all these guys burning their Nikes, but they weren't burning like cool Nikes. They were burning like Nike dad shoes.
Oh, there we go. All right, there you go. I haven't heard that bit.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
No. But like,
it's my bit now. I said it first in this podcast.
No. It's everything's fine.
I'm not going to do.
But it's not I don't even think that like either of us own that topic, and like I think that what.
No, if I heard you do that, I haven't written a bit about it. I was just making a comment. But if I heard you do that on stage, my personal outlook is that if I hear someone else doing it, I just go, It's not even... I don't ever want to have... Everyone's going to talk about love.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Like, when I was back in New York, first year I was in New York, I had a bit about a guy with no legs in a wheelchair around the corner from the Cellar. And he's up by one of the...
I know that guy.
What's the fucking store? Rite Aid. It's a Rite Aid or something like that. He stays outside of... And he's so upbeat and blah, blah, blah. And I have a whole bit about him. Now, half of that stuff I kept because it's okay. Michael Che had a bit about another homeless guy, and our bits overlapped. That he asked me for some money, and I gave him money.
Yeah.
But I pulled out a fucking $20 note, and I was like, that's all I've got in my pocket. So I wanted to give him something. I was hoping there was a few notes, and I was going to just go, there you go, there's a few bucks, man. There's like $5, get yourself a sandwich or whatever. And I pulled out, and I just only had a 20, and I kind of looked at him, and he looked at me, and I was like, fucking jeez, all right. I can't now go, you're not worth that. Sorry, bro. Yeah, that's a little out of your fucking...
I thought it was going to be $1.
Do you know what I mean?
Or maybe a 5.
Yeah, I went to the wrong pocket kind of thing. Like, I had $1 in this pocket, but I went to that and pulled out 20, and I'm like, fucking bollocks. There you go. I have a 20. Go and buy some drugs.
So you gave him the 20?
And I had a whole... Well, no, I did. But I also... But, I definitely... definitely reluctantly gave him the 20.
Yeah.
I felt good about it afterwards. I was like, well, that's some karma for the bank. But I heard Michael Che. Someone mentioned to me, oh, wow, that bit. Have you heard Michael Che's bit? Like, he's got a bit very similar to that. I was like, no, I haven't. I go to the Village Underground a few days later, and we're on the same show, and I hear him do the bit, And it's so fucking similar. It's like, not word for word, but he's talking about put out like a fucking 50, and the guy, he looks at me and I look at him, and now he knows that I don't want to give him the money, but he also knows I can't not give it to him, so I'm like, there you go. And he had another bit after that where he talks about when he shook his hand, and he's like, he had to hold his hand out, and because he didn't want to activate the germs, so he has
That's
to
funny. That's really funny.
It's really funny. So he had different bits at the tags at the end, and I had very different stuff beforehand.
Yeah.
But that one segment, I went, you have to make a decision. I go, all right, it's me, and it's Michael Che doing a bit. Michael Che's SNL, multiple specials, hosting the fucking whatever awards. Like, this guy, if anyone puts those two things up against each other, they're going to go, it's probably Michael Che's bit.
Yeah, right? They're going to assume, even though it's clearly parallel thought, because you have that experience in New York.
Yeah.
And,
but I just dropped the bit.
Yeah.
There was no point doing that segment because, you can't be precious about bits like that, or then you end up, being in an Amy Schumer type of situation where they go, hey, there's at least like 7 or 8 of your bits that seem like they're word for word taken
on a mass
from people.
scale, people are attacking. Yeah, but all right, so let's say that your bit, it would have just been about giving a homeless guy money.
Yeah.
And then yours and Che's would have been widely different. You would have still done yours, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, no, yeah. But if the bits were different.
Yeah,
if the wording was different. But the fact that there was this line where we're talking about pulling out the money, thinking it was going to be a different note, and then being like, fuck. And this whole interchange of he looks at me, I look at him, and he knows I don't. And that was so similar wording wise and in the premise.
So you gotta. That's where you got. I've had that like a number of times in New York where you see, you see that, and for some reason I've always noticed that those are the bits that then you see that bit. You see that bit a lot.
Oh yeah.
And so it's not just parallel thought between two people. It's like dozens of people that have had that thought.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh man, I'm really happy that I didn't fight for that one. But then
because it wouldn't be that unique.
It wouldn't be that unique. And there was a comic the other night. I'm trying to think of the joke on the spot, but it was like a bit that I had definitely written like a long time ago. And my girlfriend, she's like kind of new to comedy, and she goes, "That's a funny thing." She's like, "That's so funny." I go, "Honestly, I wrote that bit 15 years ago and had to drop it because I realized that everybody has a bit about that." But that's like a tough thing, especially about doing topical humor. Like we both came up with that same stance on the Nike thing.
Yeah.
And like I kind of I said that on that taping, and then like I burned it because like I honestly like
also it's topically it's old news now. It's done,
you're like whatever, and but yeah, that's why doing topical humor is so tough, is because there's gonna be the same thing that's gonna come up between two comics. We're really smart, and we're gonna think of all the angles we can.
If something funny happens in the world of politics or social climate or just in the world, just something weird or wonderful happens, I always hashtag it and scroll through to look at the most liked and retweeted things to make sure whatever joke I'm gonna write on Twitter hasn't already been done by hasn't already been written by someone else and got 3,000 likes and then been stolen by the fat Jewish and then reposted by
my god, yeah.
You know what I mean though? I think there's a responsibility within our job for doing that.
Yeah. I had it where a joke that I did on Fallon was I had this ex-girlfriend that we were fighting and I wanted her to leave me alone, and so I texted her to finally end it. I wrote, "Don't text me ever again!" ! And then I sent it with balloons, and like it was funny because like it aired and it was on Fallon, and then all of a sudden people started sending me memes that were. I forget which meme person it was, like one of those like Instagram accounts that's like the fat Jew, but it's just a different one, and like they had just like stolen my joke from Fallon, made it into a meme, and then shot it out, and people were like in their comments being like, "This is Pete Lee's joke," whatever, and then people were sending it to me,
but that's the People's Court. That's the only time the People's Court is ever worth anything.
Yeah.
If they spot something that is yours that's been nicked elsewhere, you find out about it online.
You find out, and then, but there's nothing you can do, and I don't even think that account took it down.
Yeah.
They
should have put a little credit, joke.
I would love it if a big site like that, and like all comedians I think would like that.
Yeah.
If they said like just like quote at Pete Lee.
But they won't, because those accounts, even more so, the only reason the Fat Jew got called out is because he's a person attached to it. Those accounts are literally, I imagine that it was called Dank Funny Memes or something. That's the Instagram account. So it's a faceless thing.
It's a faceless thing that's getting, it's definitely, supporting the salary of either 1 to a dozen people, with their advertisements. But yeah, it's crazy how they can just go out and steal. And I don't know how even we got on that subject, but yeah, it's those things. Those are examples of not parallel thought.
Yeah.
But I had a few people go, well, now that this is a famous meme, you can't do that joke anymore. And I was like, but I can, because I came up with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that
you
it's
just have to preface the bit with, you might have seen this.
Yeah, you might have seen this stolen
because
you might have seen this stolen before. But I don't like.
Are you nervous when you go on Fallon these days? Like the last one, did you feel nervous, or now that you've done it 2-3 times, does it feel?
I was more nervous for the third one than I was the second one.
Okay.
But I still get nervous. I know that I'm gonna be like, oh, this is a big show. But I will say that the first time I was just shitting my pants. Had a panic attack day of.
Okay.
Legit laying on my couch in a ball. Freaking the fuck out.
Sweating.
The day of, yeah. And then when I got there the first time, it was really cool. And the second time I was like, all right, the first time went so well, it's gotta go well. So I was nervous that I couldn't repeat in a way. And then I got there and it was awesome. And then each time, I guess what I'm saying is that when you get out there and you stand on that mark, I feel terrific.
Yeah.
I'm even standing behind the curtain going oh shit, what if I mess up this thing? All right, your opening line is this.
Do you have cue words for the bits on a auto cue?
Yeah, you have cue cards just to my right of the camera.
So you always know your next bit of material. That's
there's
great.
a dude like this, so you can't really forget your bit.
That's good. That's the only thing I'd stress about is that sometimes I'm not a head comic, I'm a stomach comic. So first of all, I feel like I have to shit 1,000 times before going on a show like that.
Yeah.
Then when I get up there, the only thing that I'd be is there could just be that one tiny little moment where as soon as you get into the first word of your first bit, it's fine.
Yeah.
But just your whole mind would just go. Phew. David Spade was talking about on Norm Macdonald's show. Not David Spade. Yeah. Andy. Yeah. Wait, David Spade.
Yeah.
Trying to remember which one it is. Andy Dick, David Spade. No, David Spade was on Norm Macdonald's new Netflix show. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about doing big TV shows like that. And the first one, he just, for a split second, it felt like an hour that he just was silent. It ended up being actually a second.
Yeah.
But that's what I'd be worried about. You just go, gone, it's gone.
Yeah, because we've all had those moments, and I've had those moments on stage recently where maybe you're jet lagged, you got a little high the night before, or you had sometimes too much caffeine can make me go blank because I'm overstimulated.
Right.
But I've gone blank on stage a ton of times.
But you, in those situations, because maybe slightly less pressure, of course, but not being recorded and broadcast to millions of people. But also, you have the experience now as a comic from that many years that if you forget, I've forgotten bits on stage recently.
Yeah.
And then I've just gone, back it, blah, blah, and you chat to someone and you do it, and you just can be funny because you are funny now.
And you let it come back to you, and then you drift back into that thing.
And then go, let me tell you about this thing, blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
but in a set on The Tonight Show where...
You can't do that.
You've submitted a set, there's been a transcription of it.
They literally okay a transcript?
Yeah, I mean, every word has to be almost verbatim. And
fucking hell, mate.
In the second one that I did, because the first one that I did, I ad-libbed 2 lines. I just was out there, I was feeling good, and 2 lines just kind of flowed through me. And The Tonight Show ended up making a meme out of one of them, and it was such a good line.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, oh, that's probably not that bad that I did that, but when I got off stage, I was like, I hope I'm not in trouble because I said those things. And then in the second one, I ad-libbed 4 things.
And no one hit you up afterwards and messaged your manager and was just like, hey, you should have done that.
Well, Jimmy came back to my dressing room after the second one.
Punched you in the face.
And he punched me hard, man. What if Jimmy was the best fighter ever?
I mean, I just like that he's an abusive, after you've just done an amazing set, he'll come back there and for those 2 lines, he just smashes you in the face.
He did the exact opposite. He goes, oh my God, because he he had requested my set. I sent an audio for those sets. Apparently, he had like listened to it a couple of times when he was working out. He knew the set backwards and forwards.
That's so weird.
On his desk.
That's so weird. Jimmy Fallon on the elliptical, just listening to you, just intently. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
This guy's gonna kill it. Yeah.
But like he knew it. He knew every word of my set, and he came back. He goes, "Oh my god!" He's like, "You did four ad libs." He's like, and they were great. What? He's like, when did you? He's like, did that happen like the night? Because he wanted to know the process. He's like,
not a stand-up, is he?
Well, he did stand up. Like he did stand up with a guitar for a while.
Well, he used to do like characters. It was more like characters and improv stuff and little skits. Because he did when he did SNL audition. I've seen his SNL audition.
And then afterwards, he toured with a live show. And but like, I mean, I guess it wasn't traditional like
my mother-in-law.
Yeah, like how Jay Leno was a stand-up for like 20 years before the Tonight Show. But Jimmy wanted to know, like I asked him, I go, am I in trouble right now? And he's like, no. He's like, I want to know the process. And like legitimately, one of the lines I wrote the night before, that was sort of like I just said it in one of my 6 sets the night before, and then I was like, I'm gonna say, now that I'm out here, I'll say it. And the other ones, I was like, this is going well. I think this will go well.
Yeah.
And he was like, the balls you have. He's like, the balls you have to like be on the Tonight Show and to have the confidence in that moment and go like, this is gonna work. And I was like, yeah, but don't you do that? You know, you probably ad lib all the time. He's like, yeah, but this is my forte and whatever. He's like, I can't. He's like, that's so cool that you felt that comfortable. And like, I literally, once I'm out there, I feel so comfortable. But like leading up to it, I'm fucking nervous. And then afterwards, I'm like, what was that? You know?
I'd just be worried that I'd just drop a C-bomb or something like that on it.
Oh, just
it's going really well. And then like 3 minutes in, I'm just like, you cunts are amazing. And I was like, oh dear. I wonder what they do. They just beep it, right?
They would probably tell you to reset and start over. Like they'd be like, all right, cut.
Can we reset? Oh, so it's pre-recorded. The bits that's pre-recorded.
You're recorded at like 5 or 6 p.m. and like most of it's live to tape. Where like the way that they cut it in the control booth is the whole way that it's gonna get cut anyway.
Sure.
But
do they have warm-up acts? Is it Ryan Reese does that one?
Ryan Reese does Seth Meyers and Seth Herzog does the Tonight Show. And
Seth Herzog does a warm up.
He does a warm up, and
how do I not know that?
He crushes every single time, and
wow.
And it's also
so you're not going on to a cold audience. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not just a whole load of people from the Midwest. Super excited to be there, but also sober. 5 p.m. in a hot room. They've already been in for an hour and a half waiting for it to start.
It's like a fun, jazzed up crowd that like they've had these tickets for a month and they can't wait to be there. And then Seth warms them up. And also like throughout the show, you're hanging out with Seth. And Seth's like, they're a good crowd. Or like one of the crowds that I had out of the 3, he was like, they're a little tight, just warning you. And like I knew going out there that like I needed to like act like they were really good, and then they ended up being really good for me. Yeah. But like I knew timing
just
wise,
a little throwaway line. You guys are amazing. This is so amazing.
Yeah, and then they're like,
yeah, we are amazing. We are amazing. So are you. So are you, Pete Lee.
Yeah. So like it was cool to have like a comedy golf caddy to tell me like the green's playing like this.
Yeah.
And but to answer your question, like you always get nervous before you do them, but like during it. Like I always tell people that are going to do late night sets or anything like that, like you're going to be nervous leading up to it, and then 2 minutes into being up there, like they would have to drag you away from that. You're not going to want to leave.
It just feels like goddesses are milking your dick.
Yeah.
Angels are just stroking your hair like this.
Yeah.
Just a warm Jamaican sun is beating down your face. Acid. The air is full of acid. You're just tripping. How good it is.
That was such a great visual of goddesses milking your dick.
Yeah, like you're like an udder, like you're some kind of goat udder, like your penis is, and not really. They're not trying to. It's not even sexual. They're just gently working along the shaft downwards in a downwards motion. Yeah,
no point where you're like, this is a little aggressive.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh, this is goddess milking.
Just a dolphin blowing through its blowhole onto your ball sack underneath as well. Just a little. As they milk it,
like even that, even that feeling is not better. The Little Mermaid's there.
She's on a rock to the side singing.
I like that the Little Mermaid's there.
See, is it wrong that all I want to do is meet a woman who can make that a reality for me? Why can't I meet a woman who can make that a reality?
I think you could meet several women that could make that a reality.
You got love in your life.
Oh, yeah.
We won't talk about your girlfriend because she's not here. There's no reason to talk about. But I know you're very happy right now.
Super in love, and like she's like I had a couple tumultuous situations where it was like it was hard because we like me and the people that I was with before her, like it was like the wrong situation that you were trying to make right, you know, like. And I had friends just telling me like, no, you just need somebody that's like this and like this. And I was like, no, I need to fix this person so that they're
yeah.
And my girlfriend she's done all the work on herself. She's so chill and cool. She's so evolved.
But now you're blowing up and doing all these Fallon spots.
Yeah.
Is there a little part of you that's like, I get sent, you know, quite a lot of suggested messages on the old social media. Wouldn't it be fun to just spray a little over here and a little over there, and
like that idea of like I could be putting up numbers, bro. Like yeah.
Maybe not in that accent, but yeah, I mean that's the mentality.
I guess I've had a lot of sex in my life, and like in my mid-20s, like I put up numbers, bro. You know, like I to the fans out there, I smash. I smash. I just want to let you know that I smash. But like like at this point in my life, I feel like it's much more rare to find someone that's like the full package.
I also feel like the timing was good for you.
The timing was good. I was ready.
She came in just before you started doing, you know, regular Fallon appearances, and you know, it's kind of
so I can trust her. Like she got in on the ground floor.
She's not in it for that.
Yeah, she's not star fucking me or anything like that because I'm not a star. And but
you are a star. That's unfair. You are a star. I think as soon as you've done one of those late night spots, you're definitely now associated with you're a television star now.
Yeah, you have a thing that you can hang your hat on.
Once you've got like 3 racked up, like you have, and a 4th coming, that's definitely you're an established TV entity. You know. And
there are people that are fans of that show that know me, and you know, like when I go through the airport, there will be somebody that wants to take a picture or whatever, or just wants to say hello. And
have you ever had weird shit though? Have you had the weird shit yet? Where people start sending you really graphic fan fiction, or just guys start sending pictures of their butthole, like, I really want you to speak into this, and things like that. You had any of that?
I have. It's funny. I had this gay stalker that was like really sending me some aggressive shit.
Yep.
And like stuff where you go.
Dude, I got a lot of time on my hands. What do you think? I enjoyed all the sets. I had to reach out and let you know. I couldn't do it as me. That wouldn't be any fun. So I just set up these fake accounts, you know. So Randy Big Bear 601 on Instagram, and just.
If there's anyone that creates fake accounts, it's guys with Recaro racing seats like this.
Yeah.
Like
these are gaming chairs.
Yeah, these are total gaming. Like I feel like
I'm a gamer geek. You know that.
Yeah, but this is the most comfortable chair that I've ever been in.
Right now, but you try sitting in that for 10 hours of gaming. Not so comfortable.
Oh, hemorrhoids! You could.
Well, I've got a Med-X pillow underneath for my bum.
Oh,
just to make sure. I gave you a little pillow as well. I
like that. Yeah.
Lower back support, your lumbar support.
I did lumbar. I went lumbar with it. The gay fan. So this dude was like really aggressive.
What are we talking? Like pictures, videos, just text?
Like I want to take you out back and fuck you hard, like you know you want, and blah blah blah, and like
that's honestly, real love. That's
real love. Yeah, and I was just, and he would like send me stuff all the time, and this was before I just knew to block people or whatever.
Yeah.
But I actually I reached out to him and I was like, I just had this weird idea that I was like, hey man, you're gay and you want me to like you, and like I don't like, I'm actually not sexual preference wise gay. But I love gay people. I was like, so you want me to acknowledge you and be your friend, or like you want some attention from me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
well, he wanted attention from your anus.
Yeah, he wanted that, but I was like, look, that's not gonna happen. So I was like, here's what I can offer you. Like if
reach
around and like we'll just jerk off together, but I'll think of women.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
But I go. This is what I can offer you. I go, if you stop writing this stuff to me, because like this is kind of weird. I go, and then you like
start being just a polite, normal person.
Just a dude.
Reach out.
If you're just a dude to me, like I'll be your friend. Like I'll totally be your friend. And it was so funny because like this dude immediately was like, yeah, man, I don't know, I'm sorry that I sent you that stuff. Like, I just thought like maybe you're gay and maybe you'd be into it, and he's like, I was off base, but it's cool that you said that. And then this guy has turned out to be like one of my like best online friends, and like he's come to shows in Florida. He's like the coolest fucking dude.
Yeah, you do realize though, might not be in 6 months' time, might be in a year's time, maybe it's going to be a decade down the line. You're already married to your lady, you got 3 kids, boom, boom, boom. One day you're going to end up in a room alone with him, and he's going to lock the door, and he's going to say, "It's time.
It's time for me to butt fuck you out."
He's going to come over and just knock you out cold. There's going to be a napkin on your face. You're not going to know what's going on. Suddenly everything starts to swell and go black. You wake up like 15 minutes later. You're very sore. You feel like someone's intruded.
And then I get all that cred in our community because then I've now done anal.
What? Because you're a victim now? Or
I'm a victim, or because like I liked it and now I'm gay.
Little of column A, little column B. Why not?
Yeah, little of each, and then now I've got this whole new level of wokeness.
Him. You realize that never trust him.
Well, it's weird. Like, it's so funny because I've had people that come after me online, and now this dude, he's like my biggest online defender.
Oh, really?
Like, it's crazy, and like whatever.
Stop saying that about his asshole.
Yeah,
he's not that way inclined, sir.
Yeah, so like I turned my stalker into like a friend and a defender.
A white knight.
A white knight. Yeah,
he's your white knight. Yeah, now.
A pink knight, a big pink knight.
You know what's interesting about that is. It's such a simple human thing. When you're on TV, this is what I think. This is how I look at it. You're on TV as an entity, as something removed behind a fourth wall. So to him, you're an object.
Yeah.
Whilst you're still a person being funny, etc., you're an object to him. That's how he's viewing you, as something unhuman.
Yeah.
Because you're on TV, you're distant from him. You're behind a glass wall. You're behind a fourth wall. So when he reaches out to you, he can do that with no fear or empathy when he's saying those things to you, because he's not viewing you as a human.
Yeah.
When you respond back and say, "Hey, I'm a human. I kind of get where you're coming from, but also you have to appreciate that I got some feelings and blah 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 in this situation."
Yeah.
You suddenly humanize yourself to him, and that's when he has to go, "Oh fuck, yeah, no, you're right. I should never say that shit." Like I will firsthand acknowledge that I reach out to hot girls on Instagram sometimes. You know, someone follows you, you give them a little follow back, send them a message like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm viewing them as they're an attractive girl on Instagram, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
So, of course, I want to be sexually stimulated by this person. But then I don't scroll through all their photos to see, do they have a boyfriend? Maybe she's just a support. Maybe she just likes my comedy. Mm-hmm. Maybe she's not sexually attracted to me, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I have to be reminded of that.
Yeah.
And that person had to be reminded of that for you, you know?
Yeah, but you're also reaching out going, "Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the follow." Or
yeah,
whatever.
I'm not sending a picture of my dick like, "Yo, baby, you want to fucking choke on this?" That's not...
Yeah.
It's not my way.
And like, I mean, I'm sure that there's a subset of people that when people do that hard open, you know, like "I want to fuck you in the yard" or whatever, like they're going, that fucking rang my bell because I want to get fucked in the yard. Like I'm glad that you opened with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there's
that's called the Grindr app. I think.
That's
like, pretty much.
Yeah, that's
do you want to meet and fuck right now? And people go, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah, one of my friends is a dominatrix, and it's funny because like when guys message her first on these boards that she's on, and they come in hot like that, she shuts them down immediately. She's like, "No, you can't," because she wouldn't trust them. You know, like to go hard on her. She wouldn't trust because they're coming in too hard already. They don't have any. touch.
She's a sub. She likes to be dominated.
She's a sub, yeah, and so she. But she told me like even in this community, you gotta like come in a little soft and
polite. Come in polite.
Come in polite, see what the person likes, then go hard.
Then come inside of them hard.
Yeah, come inside of them hard in the yard.
Come in polite. There you go. You got your rap lyric out.
Look,
that's your rap lyric.
I rhymed. I love
that's
it.
That's a perfect time to wrap it up, man.
This flew.
Yeah, we talked for an hour and 10 minutes.
Holy cow, this is great.
First things first, I'm pretty certain all of my listeners would love to know exactly where you're performing and where they can check you out. I know you got that show for the Comedy Cellar Live, right? For Comedy Central?
Yeah, it's this week at the Cellar.
It
premieres on October 26th, and you're going to be on it too in the coming weeks.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I'm sure that because they have an 8-week run, I'm sure you'll be back in New York and you can film.
Yeah, I'm gonna message them straight after this.
Message them, get on it, and
that's gonna be on Comedy Central.
On Comedy Central, my next Tonight Show appearance will come up soon. If you want to watch my previous ones that I referenced, you can just go on YouTube, type in Pete Lee, and they'll all come up.
And all of your live dates, because you're always touring all over the country, doing shows in different states. What's the website they can check people out?
PeteLee.net, and I just got a new website. I had the same one for like 12 years. It was terrible. I just got
you jazzed it out. I bet there's videos on there.
There's videos. You can just go to
podcast
PeteLee.net.
appearances, all that business, an about me section.
About me, all about me.
What does it say?
It says it has a bio that I wrote. That like I tried to make sound like I didn't write it, but I totally wrote it. As one of those,
at least you haven't.
Pete Lee is the fastest growing comedian in the
There
world.
you go. It is pretty bad, right?
It's terrible to write bios.
But you have to do it. It's business.
You have to do it.
Someone else wrote a Wikipedia page for me when I was doing lots of TV in England, and that made me so happy because the concepts I've read other people's Wikipedia pages before, other comics, and you're like, you wrote this. You definitely set up your own Wikipedia page, you know?
You totally... It's hard for me to... I think one of the hardest things, like I go and do these general meetings, and they're like, tell us about your career. And that's where you got to be some guy that like goes like, I'm so proud that I did this. I'm great at that, blah, blah, blah. And like for me, whatever...
See, I don't do that. That's maybe I'm not getting... Well, I walk in and they go, tell us about what you've done so far. I go, you know what? It's been a really hard month.
Yeah.
I was considering driving Lyft. You know, I just can't catch a break. I get it. No one really wants me right now. Typecast, you know, rock and roll, douchebag, lethargic guy. You don't want that on TV. In fact, I don't even know why I'm here. And they go, well, it was nice to meet you. And all the best.
But see, that to me, I'd be comfortable going in there and telling them all that's wrong with me. Because as comedians, we're used to being self-deprecating.
Yeah.
We're not used to going up and being like, I'm awesome, and this is why I'm awesome. But in these meetings, my agents...
You're meant to sort of sell yourself, aren't you?
You got to sell yourself, and I feel like such a douchebag doing that my agent has like been like, before the meeting, your goal or like your task is to come up with the least douchey ways to tell them who you are and what you've done.
Yeah, there you go.
And so like, yeah, I've been practicing that. But if people want to go follow me online, they can on Instagram. It's Pete Lee. It's my name 3 times.
Yeah, and actually, if you say Pete's name 10 times into a mirror, he jumps out and just tickles you on the chin.
Appear. Yeah, I appear.
I appear. Back in.
I actually milk you. I milk you. Even if you're a lady and you identify as female, I milk you.
You can still milk. You could gently milk the clitoris.
Yeah, pinky milk.
Yeah,
pinky milking.
Milk. There you go.
Pinky milking. Now I'm gonna Google that and see if that's already a thing.
We're gonna put it in the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a new meme.
A new meme.
Pinky milking.
If you're on Twitter, if you want to follow me, I'm Pete Lee Tweets. I don't know if you're offended by anything that I said. I'm sorry.
Never apologize for your jokes, man.
Never apologize.
They're jokes.
Yeah.
If you're offended by anything Pete Lee says, first of all, fucking, you got to get out and see some more comedy because he is very, very healthy comedy.
I'm very healthy comedy. It's funny.
You're not trying to offend people.
I'm not. I'm literally trying not to. Yeah. And it's so funny because like I'll get people every once in a while. They'll be like, "That's it. I came to you for nonpartisan humor,
and good clean living stuff,
and I am out of here." Yeah. And I had a post recently where I said, "Look, I'm one of the biggest people pleasers that you know, and if I offended you, like, please just get out. Like unfollow me now." And 30 people unfollowed me.
There you go.
Like 30.
And they were avid neo-Nazis as well.
Oh, definitely.
All of them.
Yeah, they were so offended that I'm woke. They were like, "Oh, I can't believe this at all."
Well, I'm glad you retain the majority because you deserve a huge, even more of an audience because you're a wonderful comedian and a human being, man. I'm glad you were here. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check him out. Pete Lee on Instagram. Pete Lee Tweets on Twitter. PeteLee.net for all upcoming dates. Check him out on those 2 shows as well, Jimmy Fallon and comedy. The Cellar this week at the Cellar.
This week at the
Cellar.
Comedy
Essential.
Yeah.
And thank you very much once again to William Zobag, our brand new Patreon. If you want to come and support this podcast, head to Patreon, that's patreon.com/Savage Snowflake, and make sure you get into all the other episodes that are available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and all good podcasting sites. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye. Bye.